Qala imla alhayna Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Hamashiach wa Malakia Bahashim Arawat Wakakurash Barakathum the water Bababa Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily, and to the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine that say Shalom. Today we're gonna get into a video whereas we basically explaining how Donald Trump is not stupid. Donald Trump is compromised. And everybody in that White House is compromised. See, you Edomites are about to learn the last lesson you will ever learn before you go into captivity. I got a little excerpt I want to read, then we're gonna bring out a video, and then we're gonna get into some scriptures. But check this out. This man is titled, "This Man is Not Stupid, He Has Been Compromised." Meaning there is a coup in the United States government right now. Matter of fact, let's get a definition of what a coup is since we going into it. Coup definition, coup de grace, in other words. Where is it? Okay, here go coup definition. These are not the definitions. Hold on. Let's try this one. That's not it. Okay, I can tell you what a coup is. Let me see. I'm gonna try one more. Okay, here go one. Coup. A sudden violent overthrow or lawful seizure of power from the government. And that's what this is. It's an unlawful seizure of power from the government. Now, what the United States has always done, they have put coups in other countries. And how a coup works is, let's say the United States wants power over, let's say, Panama, for example. All right. What they do is they install a puppet politician in the Panamanian government to do the bidding of the United States. That's a coup. Now, what's happening with the United States is that Donald Trump and all his little flunkies have been planted into this government by the small hats to destroy this country from within or to set this country on a course to destroy itself. That's a coup. It's one going on right now in the United States. It's one going on in Mexico because what's her name? Her name Claudia something. She's the president of Mexico. She's not even Latin or Hispanic. She is a small hat. That's a coup. She's doing the bidding of the small hats as well. Now, let me read this real quick. Trump is doing the bidding of his masters to set up America to destroy itself. The elites needed a perfect dumbass, stupid enough to sell out Edomites and commit treason against the United States and its citizens. He pretends to be stupid so he can get what he wants. As you can see, he proved that to be true with the tariffs. He pretended like he didn't know how tariffs work, but he pushed on with it. He pushed it through. He knew exactly what he was doing. You Edomites are about to learn a very harsh lesson. Anytime that you see that your leader has been compromised, you are supposed to take them out of office. Actually, you're supposed to delete them in times of war. Instead, you believe his lies and follow him right into the fire. After that is right into captivity for all that survived World War III. Any leader who destroys his own kingdom willingly and lies about everything he does and says has been compromised. And you Edomites stuck on stupid and color will allow this to happen just because he's white. That's why because you got a lot of dumbasses out there talking about, like, one dumbass said that he voted for Trump. His wife got deported, and he said if he could do it all over again, he would still vote for Trump. That's stuck on stupid. Another one, Edomite male, was in his car crying about how he lost his business. And he also stated that if he could do it all over again, he would vote for Trump. Stuck on stupid again. See how that works? Now let's get this video real quick. And we want to show you that the small hats have this country on a one-way course to destruction. And this video is from GMS Saints of the Most High in Birmingham. Um, I'm just gonna take an excerpt of this, about a minute and a half, but you all can go back and watch the rest of this video. Matter of fact, go ahead and subscribe and be edified. Let's get the video. And I am claiming copyright. Let me get it, because they've been tripping on my videos lately. They've been acting like some hoes. So let's go ahead and get that out the way. Yeah, Esau get real sensitive when that truth start coming out on his ass. It's cool though. We'll play along. See if I can find it. Shit. Hold on, y'all. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this is it. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I had to go back and find the copyright. Okay, I found it. Let's go back to the video. All right. Copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, we got that out the way. Now, let's get this video. Check this out. This is what's really going on with America.
You think you're watching a crisis, but you're watching them execute a blueprint. The protests, the economic collapse, the instability, none of it is accidental. None of it is unpredictable. The economy's in free fall. Cities are erupting. Markets are breaking. People are protesting in the streets, and still, behind the curtain, they're calm. Because this isn't chaos to them. It's a controlled burn. The Constitution, a relic, public systems, obsolete, democracy, a formality. The new systems don't need a middle class. The new markets don't need freedom. The corporate class doesn't need voters. It needs obedience, it needs order, and it needs a new structure to guarantee both. The nostalgic America we once romanticized is over. This isn't collapse. This is extraction. They're not letting America fall. They're bringing it down, deliberately, strategically, on schedule. America has served its purpose. It built the capital. It trained the workers. It fed the machine. The goal was never patriotism. It was never liberty. It was scale. It was access. It was control. They don't want America to lead the world. They don't want anyone to lead, except them, the unelected, the unaccountable, the untouchable. You think this is the end, but to them, this is rollout day.
See that? That's what's going on in this government. That's what's going on with this world. These elites, they want complete control. Sorry, that's not going to happen, fam. You're going into captivity, and you're going to be the first fruits. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. When I say the blind leading the blind, that means y'all believe everything this lying ass orange man is saying. Y'all blind. He's not blind. He's following orders. But y'all following this man blindly. Despite all the destruction this man has done to the government, people's money, people's jobs, y'all still believe that he has you in his best interest. Are you insane? Go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 19. And we can start at verse 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Verse 2. And I will set Egyptians against Egyptians, and they will fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. That's about to happen. Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. That's why everybody, like, man, what the hell is he doing? It seems like the Lord destroyed the counsel, but now this is the wicked pushing their wicked plans forward, which the Lord is allowing them to do. Matter of fact, he put it on their spirit to do it, to destroy themselves. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. All this witchcraft. You notice witchcraft is on the uprise, especially among you Eves. For some reason, witches. I mean, really. Check this out, verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. See, the Lord got them doing this. Let's go to the book of Romans. And this is going to be a short video. Book of Romans, chapter 3. Verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Verse 4. Yahweh forbid. Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Yeah, just because Esau trying to play it off like it's something else is going on, we know what's going on spiritually. And we done told people what's about to happen, but just like verse 3 said, for what if some did not believe? That doesn't change the fact that these prophecies are still going to happen. Go to the book of Job. And as you can see, the prophecies are right on schedule. Book of Job, chapter 20, verse 5. Verse 4. Knowing thou not of this of old, since man was placed upon the earth. Verse 5. That the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. Yeah. As you can see, the morale of Edom is diminishing. And they really pissed off because they can't get a reaction out of us. The Lord has us sitting this out because he wants us out the way so y'all can destroy yourselves, so you can embarrass yourselves on the world stage. Go to Psalms chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. This man ain't been doing them but lying since he been in way before he came in office officially. And he's still lying. So y'all expect a felon to do right, a 34 count felon to do right. Well, I'm sorry, it's 30. Y'all expect a 30 count felon to do right? Are you insane? This man hasn't done anything right since he's been in office. And if he did, it's not for the call, it's not for the sake of righteousness. It's to forward their wickedness. Let me get this right here. Where is it? Might be in 14. Check it out, chapter book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 7. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So nothing Esau that does that's good is for righteousness' sake. If he benefits from it at that moment, yeah, he gonna do it and pretend like he's such a hero. But then you gonna see the real reason why he doing good shit later on down the line. Now let's go to Psalms chapter 50. This is about to prove that what he does for righteousness' sake. No, he does not do anything for righteousness' sake because he hates instruction. Psalm chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked Yahweh said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. So all that Trump selling Bibles, and you notice on inauguration day he didn't put his hand on the Bible because he didn't plan on doing anything right. Second Ezra, chapter 8. Verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Yeah, that DT all day. Prideful thing this planet has ever seen. The Lord finna knock all that out of the prideful. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Now his soul ain't upright. This man get on TV lying to millions worldwide. Like he doing, like he doing everything good for America. Everything he's doing is gonna benefit America. Lying his ass off, knowing that these elites got him destroying this bitch. Now that is absolutely a man with no integrity, no dignity, no morals. This man will lie every day, all day, and don't lose no sleep. That's why we say, that's why we take pride in saying that Yahweh Ratazar, it's gonna be fun to watch you Edomites beat this man's ass in the kingdom. That's what's gonna happen. We ain't gonna have to touch these elites. The nation of Esau is gonna beat their ass for sabotaging and destroying their kingdom on purpose. And it's not going to work. because Esau's judgment is already written. They're going into captivity. They ain't finna rule shit. That's why we said that we won't even have to touch the elites because their own nation is going to beat their asses. And it's going to be fun to watch. How Ratazar. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, his wisdom no more in team, and his counsel perished from the prudent. Is their wisdom vanished? Anybody who destroys their own kingdom out of greed, hatred, jealousy, and envy is not superior. Come on, man. What are you superior at? Lying? Because think about it like this. If you're so superior, if you are so superior, why are all the rules one-sided? Why is everything fixed? If you were superior, you would dominate over all nations on a level plane. But no, you got to constantly move the goalposts to keep an advantage. You got to constantly change the rules in the middle of the game to keep somebody at a disadvantage. Your supremacy comes, so-called supremacy comes with keeping the nation of Israel in a state of arrested development. So that suggests to me, if you always got to keep somebody at a disadvantage to keep your advantage, that's where white fragility comes in at. You can't be both. How can you be superior and fragile at the same time? No. I promise you, if everybody was on a level plane, Edom would be at the bottom. That's why he has to rig the game. That's why he has to keep you at the bottom, because he's so afraid that you would surpass him. So in that sense, how are you superior? If you constantly spook that somebody's going to surpass you or do something better than you fragile than a bitch. Verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, his neighbor, and he is not. Because he the one doing the spoiling. Spoil means to rob. You're superior at that. And all other kind of wickedness you do behind closed doors. Level out the playing field and see if you're still superior. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. That is Edomite cognitive dissonance in a nutshell. These, instead of facing reality and truth, these people will lie to themselves and actually believe it. That is a mental condition right there. Anybody who believes their own lies wholeheartedly, knowing it's a lie, you have a mental condition. And most of the people that suffer from this are Edomites, always in denial about reality, unwilling to face reality and truth. You want your lies to stand. That is a mental condition. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their accounts from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Trump and his flunkies still think people still believe their lies. No, we don't. We're just not in a position to do anything about it. We got to wait on the Lord. So we chilling because we know what's about to happen to you. That's why we chilling. And at the same time, that's why y'all nervous as hell, because y'all know what's about to happen to y'all as well. The prophet's been out on the highways and byways for years and years and years and years and years right now. So I'm sure you heard what's about to happen to this planet and the nation of Esau, the nation of Edom, rather. They know. Now they getting all nervous because they can't get us to react. Let's go to book of First Timothy. This is the book of First Timothy, chapter 6, verse 4. He is proud, knowing nothing, but doubting about questions and strifes of words, wherefore cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings. Verse 5, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth. Ain't no truth in them. They can't deal with truth. They can't. It's like a vampire in the sunlight. Supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. That's why the other nations are withdrawing from the United States, because they think gain is godliness. No, it just makes you covetous, and the Lord hates covetous men. Matter of fact, it's in the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. He want Panama, he want Greenland, he want Australia, he want Canada, he want Mexico. You think these other nations gonna let you put your red ass hands on their shit when they seeing what you doing here? You think they want to come under that rulership? No. They will fight, they will take your ass to war first. And that's exactly what they're about to do. Because they already can't stand you. Why would they allow you to rule over them? No, they finna take your ass to war. You come to that land with that bullshit? Yeah, that's why they preparing. Because they know sooner or later United States is finna come with some bullshit. And that's another way how you know never trust thine enemy. The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Because if Esau is talking about you, he is thinking about you. And if he's thinking about you, he's thinking about how to take your shit. History shows this. The scripture shows this. Let's get it. The book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. Verse 5, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and not be sorry for it. That's the end game. Take your shit. Let his history speak for him, not his lies. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thine excellency. And thine enemy shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. That means they are being exposed at a very high level in the last days, treading on their high places on all levels. Now let's go to the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 31. And though that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh. All of this is an indirect way to get at us. That's why he's trying to get us to react. With the Derek Chauvin, the guy who murdered George Floyd, they're trying to pardon him. They're trying to give the January 6th crisis actors reparations. They're trying to bring back segregation. My thing is this: you trying to bring it back. Where did it go? It's always been here. When did they do away with segregation? Newsflash to us, because last time we checked, y'all always hated us. So when did the segregation just so disappear to the point that y'all about to bring it back? I'll wait. Because to say you done away with segregation is to say that Edomites are no longer in their feelings about us. That never stopped. Because why? Police murder never stopped. Discrimination never stopped. Racism never stopped. So when did segregation so-called stop? See, right now, Israelites are just spiritually tired of dealing with Edom. Spiritually, mentally, physically. And it's written that they will wear out the saints. And we are worn out because these people are so all over the place with their feelings and emotions. And it's like we said at camp, Esau has a love-hate relationship with Israelites. The only reason they want to keep us close is to keep an eye on us to make sure that we don't surpass them. But otherwise, they don't want anything to do with you. What kind of mentality is that to live with? You got to be in your hell on earth. If you are an Edomite, you got to be in your hell on earth because all your thoughts, feelings, and emotions evolve around us. You claim you can't stand us, but you can't keep us out your conversations. You claim you can't stand and look at us, but every time we look up, you stand us in our face. That's why we ain't tripping on the fact that he wants to so-called bring segregation back, because it's something we used to anyway. It ain't shit else you can do to us. That's why we ain't got no fear of these threats coming out of the government. What else can you do to us that you haven't done already? Get a couple more scripts we can close. Go to the book of Job. Book of Job, chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value. Edom. Get one more, we can close. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well toward his going. Verse 16. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. So all these Edomites in the White House, they confident. They are confident fools, thinking that they gonna actually defeat Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. They don't come more foolish than that. Verse 17, he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. Ain't that right, Trump? Yeah, you hated worldwide, bro. That's why don't nobody want you ruling over them. Let me get one more. Let's go to the book of Romans and close. This is the book of Romans, chapter 16, verse 18. For they that are such that serve not our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. Telling y'all to be patient while this inflation kicking y'all ass because of these trade wars. This man gonna string y'all all the way along to that chip with lies. and false promises, empty words. He gonna string y'all along. This is never gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse. So like I said, you Edomites about to learn the most harshest lesson that you will ever learn before you go into captivity. If you see your leader is compromised, you better do something about his ass. If not, you're going to follow him right into that fire. And after that, if you survive, you're going to follow these motherfuckers right into captivity. And that's going to result in 1,000 years of regret while you in captivity before you get exterminated. Now, let's see you be prideful about that. Call halal yimlala hayanaw Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach wa Malakia by Hashem Harawat Wakak Warash Barakathum the water by Babawa Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.